I had this question, like all the Israelite kings and including David, they all had the Old Testament. Sorry, the Ten Commandments, but they all had multiple wives.
Does it say to only have one wife in the
Well,
Ten Commandments?
don't commit adultery.
Yeah, but that's on your wife.
But they all had multiple wives.
Yeah, but if they're all your wives, you're not cheating on your
Well, they
wife.
have concubines.
Who, the kings?
Yeah.
Did all the kings have concubines?
I'm pretty sure.
Bro,
I'm gonna go on a limb and say yes.
We got needs. God will understand.
But isn't that interesting though? They all had we
don't know.
They knew that's the law. They had it.
I'm gonna say something.
Oh man.
To try to get my boys out of this pit that they're in. Okay. How do we know they hooked up with them? Maybe they were just there for maybe they were just there for political allegiances and alliances.
Well, that was a part of it. That was
I know.
Yeah, that was a big part of it.
Then he'd go in and see them and be like, concubine, freaking take that. It's his concubine. But wait, how do we know he didn't? How do we know they weren't like his wives, even though they call them concubine?
Well, because they made a distinction. Solomon had 700 wives and 300 concubines, and that's just Solomon.
Let's do the math. Hold on. You think he slept with all of them?
Oh yeah.
At least
sure.
once.
At least once, for sure.
How many? Say that again. Say those numbers again.
700 wives, 300 concubines.
Chicks.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's one every 3. That's one every 3 years.
Bro, there's that chick that's like banging like 1,000 guys or something. Like she's all popular and stuff. They're like, do you know about this chick? She's really popular on socials.
That sounds disgusting.
Oh, it's disgusting. Yeah, she just lets this happen. And it just she made a life like because of this.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's her whole thing.
Okay.
And
that's disgusting.
I know it really hurts my stomach.
I know.
But so the possibility is very simple.
Okay. But if you have 700 wives and 300 concubines, some of those he probably I don't know if I could get them out of the hole. He probably hooked up with all of them, right?
I mean, listen, David, Solomon was Bathsheba's son, and it came through the
father like son.
Well, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But then even before that, all the other, and then even after that, before and after, they all had them. I think
so
Moses
you're good
didn't.
With the 700 wives though, right?
What do you mean I'm good with that? I'm not good with any of it. I'm asking the question, like, didn't they know? Like, they knew the Ten Commandments. They had it. They followed the law, right? That's the whole thing is if when they followed the law, they were being blessed, but yet they were living in, against the Ten Commandments. I don't know, man. There's that to me is a little like weird. And I don't know. I was reading even this morning and it said something about like how David did everything according to like how God wanted and according to his heart, except for the incident with Uriah and Bathsheba. So it said that like, this is the Bible saying this, that like everything else he did was great, except for that. And I'm just like, huh. Well, I think we could call out a whole bunch of other stuff that wouldn't be kosher.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The wives and concubine thing. I don't know. There's something. There's something there.
Well, that's why it just came out, and in my mind, I'm just like, well, I can't answer this. And I asked a couple of people, and they're like, yeah, I never thought of that. But there's some people that are just like, yeah, I'm not going to think about that ever again. Thanks. And me, I'm just like, well, I can't sleep if I don't figure this out. Like I gotta figure this out. It's weird. It's strange, but we don't see that like from like certain people. Like we do see certain people sticking to the Old Testament and the laws. Like, see Samuel was really strict on it. We see Moses was strict on it. I mean, so we do see that as well. The prophets all were. Well, then you had that one prophet that married God told him to marry a prostitute.
Yeah.
And have kids with her.
As an example of the relationship.
Like,
hey, let me read you. Yeah,
That's
exactly.
weird.
Exactly. So God ordered him to marry a chick that was unfaithful to him.
Yeah.
Hey, let me read you ChatGPT's response to your question. The short answer is the Old Testament definition of adultery wasn't the same as ours. It was defined in a very specific, narrow legal sense, tied to patriarchy, inheritance, and covenant loyalty. In the Old Testament, adultery meant a married woman having sex with a man who is not her husband. What?
Wow.
In the Old Testament, adultery meant a married woman having sex with a man who's not her husband. Bro, this only applied to chicks. We're good. We're freaking good.
That's how they
the Hebrew word nachaf, its legal meaning was sex involving another man's wife. Oh. Okay, so you couldn't take other men's wives. That's adultery. Not that you can't have multiple wives or concubines or whatnot. A man having multiple wives, it does not refer to a man having multiple wives, a man having sex with his concubine who were legally part of their household, or polygamy in general. Adultery was defined around violating another man's marriage rights, not around one man having multiple women. Dude, I knew my boys were good. Examples, Leviticus 20.
I don't know if your boys are good.
If a man commits adultery with the wife of his neighbor, Deuteronomy 22 defines sexual sin and always frames adultery as violating another man's marital claim. Now, this kind of makes sense to me, man. Hey, think about it. God promised that Abraham's descendants would be numerous as the sands of the seas, right? And even the concubines were part of the household. So technically, I mean, at that point in time, property. And those women would produce children to the man.
Yeah, the purpose was
that man is the head of the household, the heads of Israel, the tribes. The more children they make, the more they, fulfill that covenant with Abraham, that promise to Abraham.
Right. Yeah.
And but I don't know, then why is it not okay for Christians to be polygamous today?
Yeah, I mean, I think because of what the apostles say, right? To be a man to one wife,
That's only if you're in ministry, if you're a pastor.
Yeah.
That's specifically in the context of leadership in the church.
Yeah.
Hey, let me read this real quick. Polygamy was culturally and legally assumed, and that's in the founding documents of Israel that God gave to Israel, like to the you know what I'm saying? I don't know if God commanded it. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying within the system that God deemed like, I don't know, acceptable. That was a norm. That was a complete norm. David, the man after God's own heart, how many wives, how many concubines, and he was not called out for having multiple wives or concubines. He was called out for committing adultery with Uriah's wife.
That's exactly
hence violating his marital rights.
That's exactly right.
Right? Dang, bro, look at us learning the purpose of the commandment centered on protecting lineage and inheritance, not monogamy. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Because then if you have a kid, oh man, oh, this is crazy.
Okay, so but what you're reading from is what like the Jewish interpretations are, right? I mean, you're not reading what the law of God was, handed
For sure.
down.
Listen, that's what the large language models are, right? They're going to aggregate all the information that it can find on the subject in like a palatable way.
Right.
But this is not specific to what the Jews thought. This is what
the ancient
history,
world? Okay,
all the way to today, what people have concluded on the subject.
Right.
And it's just presenting us that in a concise way.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
This doesn't mean the Bible endorses polygamy as ideal. The Old Testament describes polygamy. It rarely praises it. In fact, whenever polygamy appears in Scripture, it's usually accompanied by jealousy, rivalry, family dysfunction, chaos, violence, like Solomon's end. Yeah, but the homie had 700. You're asking for trouble. But tolerated is different than forbidden. The Mosaic law tolerated polygamy in the same way it tolerated slavery or Israelite kingship, not ideal, but regulated. Jesus shifted the definition. This is another point. When Jesus speaks about marriage, he goes back to Genesis 2:24. The two shall become one flesh. He describes adultery as a matter of the heart, not only legal boundaries. He describes adultery as a matter of the heart, not only legal boundaries. He says divorce and remarriage can constitute adultery. Dang. So the New Testament ethic recenters marriage on monogamy and mutual faithfulness. But this is later developed compared to Old Testament legal system. Dude, super interesting. Super interesting.
Yeah, because Jesus says like that's not what it was meant to be. You know, this is what your traditions and your rules say, but that's not what the heart of God. That's not what He wanted. He wanted
in regards to what?
To marriage. He said He wanted to have, because the question that they asked Jesus was, can a man divorce his wife for any reason?
Right.
Because that's what they were doing.
What's not the heart of God? To be divorced?
Right. To be. Right.
Or to have multiple wives.
Right. It's a divorce question. So
it's a divorce question.
Yeah.
So I don't think that this is actually.
But then him saying that in the beginning he made them male and female and to become one flesh. I don't think.
But there were the only two people, dog.
Right, but I don't think. But I think that's what he's applying to man and human now, or man and wife now, man and woman now, because you can't have one flesh with multiple people. You can't be in one flesh with multiple people, can you?
True.
I don't think that's
true. There's no math formula in the Bible. This can only equal one flesh.
I think that's what Jesus was trying to say. Like that's one flesh, is husband and wife, male and female equals one flesh when they come together.
I think he was trying to say that divorce was never part of the plan, because once you're united, you're united.
I think he's trying to say both.
Well, now you're shifting.
No, because I knew it was a divorce question for sure. But that's why he went back to the beginning and said, but in the beginning, God created male and female, and they would be one flesh.
I would, based on the context, we both agree it's definitively talking about divorce. Now, if you want to read into it further, you do that. You know, you can.
Why would he talk about male and female? Like, in the context of divorce,
married, and that's who gets divorced, males and females who are.
But they already know that already. Like that was a given, right? Like, why would Jesus?
But that was his intended creation, was for man and woman to be one. And then when you get divorced, you break God's creation intent. Correct.
Yeah. So the mention of multiple is not there.
One. Still one. And then if you divorce, unintended. I think the point in that statement is strictly about divorce. I don't think he's making a statement on polygamy at all, you know? And it would be interesting. That's fine. You could say that. Yeah. But it would be interesting to find out why polygamy in Christianity became a no-no. Because, again, Old Testament, did anything change morally between Old and New Testament?
Yeah,
no.
I mean,
the commandments are the same, the laws are the same, the cultural practices were the same. God, like Jesus didn't come and change any of that. All he did was recenter people's hearts. And that's why even chat says it was more so a matter of the heart, right? If you're just like lusting after putas, and so you just like marry them and you use the system just because you want to bang them once and like kick them to the curb or whatever, you know, put them in your harem of women, that's probably a sin. But a dude fulfilling his faithful covenant with his tribe to like take women and produce as many offspring as possible, I don't know, that provides for the tribe, you know?
Yeah.
So it's an interesting I would love to
It's
have
almost
somebody.
like it was needed almost in the early, like in the ancient world. Like it was like,
Oh, bro, it
necessary.
absolutely was.
Yeah.
It absolutely was. If you didn't have kids, it was a death sentence.
Yeah.
It was a death sentence.
Yeah.
You're going to get to an age where you can't do stuff, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to die, and your wife's going to die.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, you already can't do a lot because one man and one woman can only do so much.
Right.
Go out and try gardening. It's a full-time job for like a little corner of a yard. It's literally a full-time. Now add animals, now add predators, now add enemies, now add. If you don't have a big ass family to do all that work together, you're dead. You're dead. You're gonna freaking die in 2 years because the winter's gonna come.
Or you're overtaken and you become a slave.
Yeah, if you're lucky, you know.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. It served a purpose, right? It served a purpose. And it, like it said, with slavery, it was regulated in the law. You know, if it was not, slavery is never condemned. Well, I shouldn't say never. There's cases where it is condemned, but I'm saying slavery as a whole, God doesn't say, do not have slaves. There was a purpose for them and it was regulated. Right. Polygamy, it does not say, do not ever have multiple wives. That is a sin. It was regulated. And
yeah, I mean, they didn't.
And then Jesus and the New Testament again goes after the heart, not the cultural practice. You know what I'm saying? So it's interesting. Yeah, those Mormons onto something. I'm just kidding. Bro,
well, this is interesting.
We started with freaking the new Republican movement threatening the globalists in Ireland and ended on polygamy. Classic 2-hour Bennis the Menace conversation.
Classic.
Absolute classic.
We're back, Ben. We're
back, baby. And when I say baby, I'm talking about my multiple babies. You know? You're my baby. You're my baby. You're my baby. Dude, this is so funny.
We'll be out in a couple of days, I think, right?
Thursday.
Hopefully Thursday night. And hopefully we'll get some answers. Maybe we'll look up into the polygamy stuff. Yeah. Hey,
Dennis, you're in the dating scene, bro. You gotta put that in
change my profile.
Put that in your bio or whatever it is.
Must be open to polygamy.
Must be biblical polygamy.
LDS, but not
biblical polygamy. I'm talking about OT. OT, baby.
Oh my gosh. I
must
probably
be open
get
to
like
OT relationships.
I wonder that'll come back.
Polygamy. I already saw it. The reason I was asking, it's not because I want multiple wives. The reason I was asking is because I saw a guy, he was in the news recently, a pastor out of
yes.
Alabama or something, classic Alabama. And he's trying to bring back polygamy, or at least
he introduced like his second wife. Yeah, and I think they're both having babies or something.
They're both having kids, and he's like, yeah, we're making Christian babies. And at the same time, it's like, hold on.
This is crazy, dude.
We got to think about this.
Yeah.
It is crazy, but is it crazy?
Ben, I love that you always push the boundaries.
I'm trying to understand. You know who I am in The Chosen? I'm Matthew. Yeah. I'm the one that is, Matthew's like super autistic. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
And I want to know why. Okay.
I love it.
Because if the Muslims get to make a shit ton of babies, if the Mormons get to make a shit ton of babies, why don't we get to make a shit ton of babies? You know what I'm saying?
How wild if we did go down that rabbit hole and then like we start talking to people about
Christianity makes a comeback.
Yeah. Like
I don't know, man, because this is
should we go on a mission and be like, okay, guys, who can we talk about with polygamy?
This is why I'm asking, because I want to know why.
That would be a great episode, though.
It stopped. Why did it stop in Christianity? What in the Bible? I've read the Bible.
Yeah.
It doesn't say stop having multiple wives.
I don't see it either.
So why did it stop?
And I don't even see where it says don't have multiple wives as far as like.
No, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't say that. And actually like 80% of it is filled with people.
I can't even get
wives.
one wife, bro. Like I can't even imagine like getting multiple.
You know why? Because you don't got a farm. If you had a farm,
dude, you're right though. Do you know how many?
If you had a farm,
you know how many women on Hinge are like saying, "I want farm, I want land, I want animals, I want to make a bunch of babies." I'm like,
that's all they want. Trad is back. Trad
back,
is
man.
so
Yeah.
bad.
It's
back
big.
with a vengeance.
It,
Because normal chicks realize that like the thing they're a part of out here, this system is bull crap.
yeah,
They've
dude.
been sold absolute trash, and all of them
Mm.
are miserable. Miserable.
Yeah.
Miserable.
Or too
They
prideful
all
to admit it.
that they're miserable.
Yeah.
It's okay. They'll wither and
Yeah.
dry up.
Literally.
Anywho, bro, let's
This is
figure
fun.
this out. Let's figure this out.
I think we should do a deep dive, Ben.
I wonder if I could reach out to that guy and see if he wants to come on.
I would love to have that conversation.
Me too.
Let's try. We'll try. If you're listening to this,
He's not Mormon.
And if he's like a. I was gonna say Baptist, but I don't know.
Dude, you might be right. I think he's
Maybe.
Baptist. Alabama Baptist.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, Southern Baptist.
For sure.
They're
a
crazy.
polygamist Southern Baptist. I'm so curious. We'll try to get him on. No promises.